Joe, how are you? Yeah, so I figured I'd do a quick stream tonight, just a little Q&A. I hope everybody is well. Yeah, super small group tonight. So I figured this stream's going to last about, I don't know, half an hour. I got to do a quick one. Hamza Sif, big fan of your channel. I appreciate that. Thank you. Welcome to the stream. Hello from Sudan. Greetings from Los Angeles. Hello. Caught you. Hope everything is well. Just waiting for people. If you have questions, this is the night where I'm going to answer strictly questions. I don't have a subject at hand. Free form Monday. So if you have questions, now's the time to do it. Yeah, you made it on time. Very cool. So hope everything is cool with you guys. It was a decent day today, 16 degrees. So you have to wear a sweater, but it was sunny, so that's good. And yeah. Hamza, what age did you start learning programming full time? I don't know about full time. I started writing code when I was 94. I started programming when I learned how to program BASIC when I was 14 years old, but nothing to get excited about there. And then, but really started writing code commercially in maybe 96. Hi from Houston. Did you get a haircut? Yeah, I just do my own hair now. I got a shaver. So it's good. I like it. Let's see some thumbs. I appreciate it. It's morning in London. Hey, Stef from Wichita, Kansas. Finished your HTML foundations last night. How'd it go, Kelby? Let me know. Hello, good day to you. What is your suggestion on approaching the documentation of some libraries such as Matplotlib? Well, let's do the equivalent of the Hello World and work your way through it. You know, depending on the project, some projects will have very good documentation, some won't. You know, let me know how the audio is. I made an adjustment to the mic. Hopefully the audio is loud and clear with less static than before. Late night show with Stefan. Greetings from Serbia. Hey, welcome to the stream, dude. Thanks for coming on. Hair looks good. Yeah, it's not bad, you know. I kind of getting more comfortable with having very short hair like this. It's actually quite comfortable. In your 20s? Yes, in my very early 20s. What do you wife think about your job? I am not married at this time, so I don't know what she thinks. Clear audio. Good, clear. You know, I actually downloaded a AI-based plugin that analyzes your audio in real time, and it pulls out all the static and even like clapping and, you know, if sirens go by, it pulls it out. It's pretty impressive. The problem is when I run it through the software that I'm using here to record the stream, it creates an echo. So I sent a support request. Hopefully it'll fix that out. Hopefully it'll fix that up. But I think with the changes already I made, I added an additional piece of hardware to clean up the sound a little bit. Hopefully it'll be good. So audio's fine, clear audio, cool. Hey, Stef, first dev job, an integration engineer role focused on MuleSoft, and I'm scared of not learning enough actual programming in this role. Any advice? Just do it, you know, make the money, do it, and in time you can decide whether or not you want to go into a more code-centric job, you know. I know how you feel, you know. Candy says, hello, I don't know machine learning or AI. Should I be worried? No, you should not be worried. Audio as the video is flawless. I appreciate that. Thank you. Yeah, for me to put out a high-quality presentation like this, it's a hobby of mine, so I appreciate that. I'm always trying to get a little bit better every time. Your last video is about discussing some answers on Reddit and giving your point of view are good. Okay, good. You like that. Okay, I'm going to do more of those. They're kind of interesting topics. Audio is great. Good. If I decide to learn React framework, is it necessary to learn React Native too? No, different thing. Audio seems fine to me. Good. Hello from New York. Good, good. What's up, Stef? How are you, the wise programmer? I'm doing good. I would say your name, but I have no idea. Lycos, I guess. I'm doing good. Thanks for asking. I hope everything is well with you. The HTML course went well. I already knew a lot of it, but enjoy learning from multiple sources. See, that's wise. When I learned that a long time ago when I was doing martial arts, I would learn from different teachers, different schools. It makes you better at what you're doing, including code. Looking forward to the JS and PHP courses. Very cool. Thanks for letting me know. Thoughts on Python as a future for microcomputing? I have no opinion on that right now, although Python does have a strong future. Public Tutorial says, hello from Sweden. Which mic is that? This is an RE320. It's an RE320. I have also its brother mic, its big brother mic. I have the RE27ND. I found this one is just, it's a nice smooth mic, so it goes good with my voice. Mike Greer, you can tell your audio is a bit modulated, but it's a pleasant effect. You be good. All right, Mike. You got a good ear, buddy. He's got a good ear. What about blockchain? It's got a future, there's no question. How are you showing live comments in live video? That's pretty cool. It's a piece of software I'm using. It's available only on Mac, but you can do it in different software or with hardware solutions as well. I'm using something called Ecamm, but there's different ways to do it. Then Flutter or the other way around. Okay, then Flutter or the other way around. I'm not sure. You have to restate that in a full sentence, please, because I. Hi, Stef. Any thoughts on Firebase for beginner for front-end developer? I don't know. I'm not sure how that would work out there. Which would you punch harder, XHTML or Ruby? That's a good question. I would actually punch XHTML much harder, right in the H. Right in the H. Thank you for answering my question. These live streams help me do better. I'm glad I could help. Thanks for joining the streams, by the way. But one more question, if you don't mind. What programming language would you suggest for specific projects? It depends on the project. So many. Actually, to answer your question, I'm going to shamelessly promote here. Actually, it's not shameless promotion. So you should go to this webinar here. Link is below. CODER'S Career Path webinar, 29-minute video lesson, free. Sign up to the newsletter. I have people sign up to newsletters now because they don't get notifications from YouTube consistently, apparently. So it's good to have a direct connection with everybody. So you sign up to this. It's going to talk about the different programming languages, the type of work you will do, and the type of places you will work at given the programming language. So I think you'd find that very useful. So check it out. Link is below. CODER'S Career Path webinar video, free. All right. You always have to pick the pest per project. Yeah, pretty much. Ario Setiawan says, is object-oriented programming still worth for learning? Yes, it is. It's by far the most prevalent method of development today, so you have to learn it. I still do not understand because around me, many views say OOP is not related this day, but in my country, it still be main job requirements. Not just your country, my friend Ariel, every country. So you learn it. If you have any trouble learning it, there's a couple of sources. You can do my Python course. I teach it there. Or if you want it for free for PHP, just go to killerphp.com. It's one of my sites. And I have a tutorial on OOP there that people say makes it really understandable. Do you recommend investing in stocks? I recommend investing in stocks via ETFs and ETFs or index funds. There we go. I would suggest what I do is invest in Vanguard index funds. So you don't have to pick the winners and the losers. You just invest on a regular basis, and over time, your wealth will accumulate. So yeah, you check out my money course. If you go to Studioweb store, link below, there's a course on money where I talk all about that kind of stuff, investing, so that within a short period of time, you'll be on a glide path to financial independence and freedom. All right, so what we got here? How are we doing here? Yeah, please give me a thumbs up if you like the stream so people know about it. Let people know about the streams too if you like it. I appreciate it. How can I understand? I learned a language. How can I understand? I'm guessing you're asking, how do I know if you understand the language? If you can write production code with it. Thoughts on Flutter for Android development? I think that cross-platform development for mobile is my first choice. So Flutter is a very good option for you as well. See, look at my phone. I'm just getting... I'm getting a notification now? I don't know. Anyway, sorry. Let me go on. Ali Akbar. Stef, do you think human will approach an algorithm that make the machine capable to re-algorithm themselves and know how to think? Because the way machine think is very close as humans do. I think eventually AI will come of age, but I don't know when that will happen. I don't know if it will be 2 years from now or 50 years from now, you know? I don't know enough about AI to have a definitive comment on that. Hi, Stefan. I just found you and your mentoring course. I just bought your mentoring course about an hour ago. Looking forward to learning from you. Very good. Welcome to the program, dude. Let me know. Send me an email directly if you have any questions. Don't forget to sign up to the forum, and then you send me an email, and I will give you access to the private mentoring club, where you have a bunch of content on there, hours and hours of content. There you go. But start with the first courses on Studioweb. Welcome to the program, dude. Thanks for picking up the mentoring program. Thoughts on product management as a career versus development? It depends on what you want to do. It depends what your strengths are. If you're a product manager, that means you have to have very strong soft skills and social skills and organizational skills. They're both good. It depends on what you want to do. It's a personal choice thing. Wow. Since it was mentioned, I'm just going to mention I have a mentoring program. This is my most advanced training that I do. It's covers everything that you possibly would need to get a job as a developer. It's focused on the web stack, but you're going to learn Python and JavaScript. And it's packed full of material, soft skills training, certifications, interview prep, resume building, landing your first job, freelancing. We have private mentoring meetings every 2 weeks, private club with Zoom meetings, which we record. We have a big archive now. Very valuable, lots of content. Check it out. I think you'll find it very interesting. This is for people who want the full program to be directly mentored under me. Somebody who's been coding since the 1990s and have been doing this for quite a while. So there you go. Don't know. I haven't used Blazor. Your 2 cents on CodeIgniter framework. I would not use CodeIgniter at this point in time. It was sold or given away by the original founders. We used CodeIgniter in the past. The first version of Studioweb was built on CodeIgniter. But it became, that framework was kind of old school method in terms of its development. I would definitely favor a Laravel at this time. Although I haven't looked at CodeIgniter in years. I don't know what they've done with it. Any advice on dealing with a colleague you do not like? Avoid them. The colleague and I are paired closely on projects and work side by side. Yeah, just avoid touchy issues and look for opportunity to find yourself on projects that are not related to him or her, depending on the situation. Abazi Ziad, how much do you think Python is used as main language in IT companies compared to C, Java, C#, or C++? I would guess that Java, C#, and C++ are much more often used as the key or the core language of development. Could be wrong, but that is my guess. I think Python is oftentimes a supporting language around the situation. So there you go. Hello, Stef, Discord. Oh, jeez. Yeah, you're right. I got to do that. I'll get it up this week. Keep reminding me, Kenny. I appreciate that. So I pressed send before finishing typing my message. I find it funny that people say that React Native is better than Flutter or the other way around. You always have to pick the best per project. 100%. Best for project, yeah. Hey, Alaz. Welcome to the stream. Frankie, how are you? Hey, Satera, how are you? Any advice for people who struggle with mental health disability, but if struggling to get tasks done for work, what to do when tasks are due, but you're struggling, especially in small companies with little to no HR? That's interesting. So yeah, you should do my Lizard Wizard course. That will help you with all that kind of stuff. Right here, Lizard Wizard. You can sign up to KOMODO here, which is basically a practical implementation of my Lizard Wizard training, which is psychology training. I highly recommend that. That will help you out there. I'm not trying to say anything, but this is honest truth. It will help you with a lot of your anxieties. You'll help you to understand why you are feeling emotional about certain things and other things you don't. Off the top of my head, yeah, I think you have to learn to, as a general rule, and I got this in martial arts and fighting, you have to learn to moderate your emotions. Not get too depressed, not get too happy about things, just kind of in the middle, kind of moderate, control it. The more you can control the range of emotion, the more you can compress it, if you will, or the more you can make it more subtle, the less funky you're going to get. It's a very brief explanation, but that's basically what you learn about martial arts and fighting. People say, why, Stef, you're so calm? It's from that kind of training. Yeah, so there you go. I just started your full stack course on Studioweb. It is very easy to understand. Glad it could help. Good. I just want to thank you for the content and devotion to help us start a prosperous career. Not a problem. Appreciate you picking up the course. That's my thing. I tried. I feel the gap in the whole world out there in terms of code courses is try to really cover the foundations clearly, step by step, so it's understood by everybody. Once you've completed that web stack course, everything, the whole world of software development will open up for you. Trust me. So, cool. Stef, I've been learning Java for 2 months. I could design some stuff like make an ATM system sometimes. I feel that I'm playing on wrong way and there are better stuff to learn. What do you think? No, because the better you get at Java, the more projects you produce, the more easily you'll be able to pivot to other languages. You got to remember, always remind yourself of this. Advanced developers don't look at languages as their profession. They look at they're advanced developers, and they look at the various languages, whether it be Java, JavaScript, Python, C#, etc. They look at the languages as just tools that they use. So keep going. You're not wasting your time at all with Java. At least Windows GUI APIs are usually object-oriented. Is your opinion, will program be completely automated? Not for a long time. Not for a long time. Yesterday, I was able to land another client for a website. Second client in less than 30 days. Hey, Just Dog. Congratulations. Very cool. What kind of development are you doing? Just plain front-end web development? Or are you doing back-end? Let us know. We're curious. You're welcome, Stefan. You're awesome, Stefan. I really enjoy listening to you. Federico. Well, thanks for the compliment. I appreciate it. And thanks for joining the stream. And thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. That'd be great. Okay, what do we got here? Hey, Bailey, how are you? I'm starting to recognize the regular faces on the stream. Cool. How is the stream going? I am streaming my app development in an hour or so. Very cool. Good evening from Florida. Hey, Kevin, how are you, man? Speaking of regulars. For web development, mobile and C#, should I have an SSD 1 terabyte or 500 gigabyte for SO? You can get away with 500 gigabyte for sure, but definitely get an SSD, Get an SSD. Hey, Steph, how are you? Should back end and front end be in same or different projects? Laravel and Vue, for example. What about deployments? Same or different servers? Put them all on the same server for now. You don't really need to think about that kind of horizontal scaling, as they call it, especially when you're starting out a project. Servers are so bloody powerful these days. It's not really useful. It's not really needed most of the time. Horizontal scaling, by the way, is when you scale your app, meaning scaling an app means make it able to handle much more traffic. It's like scaling it up. And when you're doing horizontal scaling, you're actually increasing its capacity by distributing the load across different servers, whether it be physical servers or virtual servers. That's horizontal scaling across, as opposed to vertical scaling, where you're putting more hardware, more juice on one box, one physical machine. Hope that makes sense. Of course, all this stuff is transforming now with VPS and so on. Hey, Stephen, what do you think of Uncle Bob? I haven't looked up too much of his stuff, but I had an issue with him trying to create some sort of committee to validate and certify developers. I don't like that kind of stuff, so I didn't like that, but I don't know much else about him. I'm sure he knows his stuff, though. What age did you start investing in stocks? In my late 20s. I should have did it earlier. Hi, Stef. I'm new to the field. I'm currently looking at jobs online here. I am curious who actually dictate what stack to use in the company. Is it the senior dev, owner, manager? Thanks. Greetings from Manila. Good question, Vincent. Welcome to the stream. It depends on the maturity of the project. If the project is totally new and they don't have an infrastructure invested in the business already in terms of technology that they're using, then the lead developers will probably make that decision. But every company is different. On the other hand, if you have an established business where they already have an investment in, say, Java, the chances of the senior developer pushing the company off of Java to something else is highly unlikely, because companies are loath to move from platform to platform. So I hope that helps. Hey, Stefan, do you about Microsoft Power Platform? I don't know about Power Platform. Is it worth to learn as programmer, software engineer? I don't know about that platform. I always tell you, let the jobs and the job availabilities dictate these sorts of things. I have a question. Comes to me from time to time. I'm self-taught and I really enjoy being but usually I think I should start college sometime in the future. What are your thoughts about this? Well, only if you find that where you are working requires that you have a higher degree to advance. Otherwise, I'd say no. Also, I don't know where you are in the world, so I don't know if school is going to cost you money or not. If it is, I would be very reticent. If you're going to go freelance or if you want to start a business, then absolutely no. So it depends on the job opportunities that it may open up, but it's certainly not going to give you any educational advantages. No chance of that. I'm a game dev student on my last year of college. Congratulations. It's so hard to get a job as a junior. Should I learn front-end dev on the side and pursue that firstly and keep game dev as a hobby for now, perhaps? If you find that you can't find jobs, Mr. D, in gaming, then maybe you might have to do that. Although, who knows? Maybe if you do a few front-end web jobs on the side, maybe develop a web-based game, and then that might open up opportunity for you to get into the gaming industry. Whatever you do, just don't give up. Keep working towards your goals, and you'll be there. Evening, Stefan. John from Miami. Very jealous, by the way. I'm supposed to be going down to Florida soon. We'll see what happens. Picked up the course at the beginning of the month. I was shocked at how much fun the courses are. The engagement built into it really helps the material stick. Hey, thanks, Jonathan. I'm glad you like it. Good stuff. You like my little silly jokes in the quizzing, yeah? Yeah, that's one of the things in education. If you guys don't know, I have Studioweb as an educational platform I developed. I work with a lot of schools, mostly in the States, but in different parts of the world. And one of the main metrics that schools look for in course content is something they call engagement. And that's a fancy word that means, is it fun? So it has to be fun. So I'm trying to, so Studioweb courses are meant to be kind of semi-entertaining at least. Apparently they are, so that's cool. Bailey says, I have a hard time with social skills. This would be useful. I am looking for interview preps or advisors. I am autistic. That will always be a problem. No worries, dude. I apparently might be on the spectrum, so I'm told, because I'm an autodidact. So things come to you very easily, perhaps, in terms of technical skills, right? So I would do my Lizard Wizard course, at least do the KOMODO course. The KOMODO is free. You're going to get an email every 3 days with a little task. Do them. It's going to help you start developing that part of your brain. That's all it is. You just got to work more on your social skills. You got to put a little bit more effort into that because if you're autistic, I'm sure the technical is like this for you. So just work on that. Do the Lizard Wizard stuff, the free KOMODO. You don't have to buy the Lizard Wizard course itself. And it will help you to understand. It will help you to develop some better social skills. A lot of it comes down to just practicing like anything else. So if ever you get frustrated with the social skills because it's not clear to you, just remember on the flip side, what was so easy for you with coding is very difficult for other people. So we all have our challenges, but I'm sure you can make it through. Do you need HTML and CSS for app development? You don't need it. But it will open up a lot of opportunities. Is it relatively easy to switch between web and app development? Well, there's a lot more web app development than there is in just about anything else now. But yeah, you can. It depends. I'm coding Java amongst a bunch of languages. The verbosity of Java annoys me. Welcome to the club. I saw some people here noting it's just a matter of good IDE. I disagree. If a program need a good IDE, it's not worth it. Yeah, listen, I, in the 90s, loved Java. Java was like the upstart language of the time. The C++ coders used to attack Java coders, and everybody would get into fights, and they slap each other. And so Java was the hot, cool language because it was far more efficient at getting things done in terms of write time speed versus technologies that have been out prior to that, like C++ and Perl with CGI. But by today's standards, Java is just way too verbose. I would not start new projects in Java, even though, like I said, I've written a lot of Java in the past. Not J2EE. I never liked J2EE. Mostly Pojo-based web apps, servlets, JSPs, that sort of things. I don't know. I've never used it. What is the easiest PHP web framework to learn for newbie for freelancing? I don't know what the easiest is, but the best one, in my opinion, is Laravel. Yeah. Brother, where can I find people to build my app without any capital or money? Ooh, that's a good. What I would do if I were you, I don't know how old you are, Elias. I would maybe learn at least the basics of coding. And then you'll be able to at least talk nerd with coders. And then you would be able to say, okay, I think we could build it with this, and maybe find partners. You would have to partner with people. Give them some equity, They'll probably take a lot, because if they're writing the code and you don't know how to write code. Bonjour Stéphane, quand est-ce que le Discord sera disponible? J'espère cette semaine peut-être. Maybe this week we'll get the Discord up. Hi Steph, I have taken most of your courses and loved them all. If I were to launch a SaaS, say Studioweb, after development is done, how would you go about it? Reach out to schools, or how exactly? Well, reaching out to schools is it's a job. The school business is very different from your typical corporate approach, because schools are basically quasi-government institutions. There's a lot of red tape. The typical business takes 3 to 5 years to establish. The typical educational business takes 7 to 10 years. So keep that in mind. It's about contacts and relationships. It's time consuming. When picking first job in web developer, should I care about the junior or mid part? Doesn't matter if you know what you are doing. When picking the first job in web developer, should I care about the junior or mid part? Doesn't matter. I'm not sure what you mean by that question. Should I care about junior or mid part? Just care about producing good code. That's all I can say for that. Are design patterns really important? Yes, far more important than algorithms. Far more important than algorithms. It's hard to learn design patterns. So we'll start with the basic ones, but they're far more important than algorithms. Algorithms on a scale of importance are 1, and design patterns are 8. So there you go. What is your view on DevOps as a career? I think right now it's pretty hot, but I think I would be leaning more towards developer simply because I'm already starting to see the DevOps workflow simplifying. We're seeing big players like DigitalOcean simplifying DevOps so you don't have to really do much DevOps. So I think the future of DevOps is not having to do DevOps. So yeah, or at least it's becoming much easier to maintain. So I would lean towards development, although I'm sure there's plenty of jobs now. Should I learn JavaScript before DOM.js? You have to learn JavaScript before you learn DOM.js. You know, you can't do DOM.js without learning JavaScript. Do you think Bigfoot exists? In somebody's mind, Bigfoot does exist. What should I prioritize, doing an internship or working on personal projects? I'm about to finish a 9-month full stack course. I'm not sure what to do first. Well, I would be looking out to find internships as much as possible, and on the side, do personal projects. If you can't find internships, then do a couple of personal projects, then go into see if they can get you some internships. From personal experience with anger issues, you really have to stop the stinking thinking. Things are never as bad as you think they are, or as good for that matter. Yeah, pretty much that's the case. Do my Lizard Wizard course. That will help you with all that. Links below. Thank you for the super chat. I really appreciate that. How are we doing for time? 30 minutes. Okay. I'm going to be wrapping this up at 45 minutes. Advice. As we open startup company called N-Brand with team of 4 members. We are a developer, recently graduated as computer science degree. We have skills such as mobile dev, AI web dev. Okay. Advise us on we open startup company. I'm not sure what your question is. Well, get clients, I guess. I need business cards. Everyone in my small town keeps asking for them. Wow, I guess you got to get the business cards then. Sensei, keep safe. My first time join your live streams. Hey, Paul, thanks for joining the stream. How do we say it? Domo arigato. Hey, Stef, I really enjoy watching your show. I want to ask if you have any experience with Adonis framework. I do not have the Adonis framework experience. My apologies. Canon, hello from Iran. Welcome to stream, dude. That's a cool name. It's a sausage fest in here. Ha, ha, ha. Aren't you lucky? I still think that Python was a mistake. Hello. How and why did you start programming in general? Good question. I think I've told the story. I started programming because of I started coding for my own business. I had a business that had nothing to do with software, and I needed a website. So I built a website for my business, and then from there I started adding functionality to the website via Perl CGI, and then classic ASP, and so on and so forth. And that's how my development skills just matured. How long does a web developer work per week? Depends on where you're working, depends if you're freelancing or not. There's a lot of different variables involved in that. I think I had a super chat. Let me just jump down, grab that. Federico, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Okay, I thought there was a question with that maybe. I'm scrolling down. Where we are. I'm sorry, I'm just working my way down here. Working my way. Okay, here we go. Hey, dude, in that age and still wake. Question, are desktop Flutter apps or desktop Dart apps in a good way? I don't know. I don't know what the market penetration is on that. I can't say. Something to explore, though. I can't say. Okay. In my country, Denmark, if you can do Java and Quarkus, HTML client, XML, and JSON service, you have a lot of opportunities. Yeah, it sounds like a good stack there. I'm currently in university doing ICT, web, mobile major, struggling with the business side of it. Should I drop out and just learn through online resources with focus on web, mobile, then freelance? I don't know. I don't know what your situation is. Like, how far along are you in university? Did you complete a year, or is it 6 months, or you're 2 years into it? Are you going into debt to go to university, or is it free, or is it nearly free? You said you're struggling with the business side of it. What do you mean by that? Are you taking business courses and you're having trouble with that? I don't know. These are all questions that I would need to know before I can give you solid advice. That said, I would recommend my freelance course, my entrepreneur course. I have a web entrepreneur course. That will help you out immensely with business, because I've been doing business since I've been 18 years old. So it's all in there. What JavaScript projects do I need to show that to clients to land my first freelancing project? Most of freelance gigs are going to be complete websites or web apps. So you have to show that. You have to show that you can actually produce a complete system, if you will. All right, cool. Hey, if you like the stream, guys, give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Python or JavaScript first for front-end development? Well, JavaScript 100%. Python's not front-end language. Is it possible, unless you're doing Python thick clients, which I think is kind of a very niche thing, is it actually possible to master or at least get good a programming language just from YouTube courses? You get good at programming from building real projects. So that's why I recommend to people, build real projects. Hi, Stefan. If you go through your full stack freelance and Python course, will it give me good advantage over someone who has a CS degree? I believe so, believe it or not, because I've had a few people tell me that just doing my web stack courses and my Python course, they, and just within a few months, 2-3 months, one person was 2 months, another said 3-4 months, they were able to beat people who had CS degrees at getting a job. And they had no prior background in programming. So yes, I think as arrogant as it sounds, based on what people have said to me, it is true. But don't take my word for it. Just Google Studioweb Canada or Stef Studioweb, and you can read all, there's like, I think there's 150 reviews there now. A while back, I shut down all my internal reviews. I had thousands. And I decided to just use Google and outside people commenting on my content. I just think it's a little bit more legitimate seeming anyway. Hey, Stefan, I got a question. Does it help to include experiences from other fields in your resume, hardware repair, for example? At the very bottom, Usama, always focus your resume on the skill sets that your target job would want to see. But it's good to show good experience. Like if you did it for 6 months, maybe not. But if you did it for 2-3 years, that's good, because it shows that you can stick to a job. And that's what they're going to see. See what Joshua has to say. I really hope I can get I really hope I can get a job after my diploma. I don't care if it's only $15 an hour. I just want out of retail and construction. Without a doubt, dude, just watch my YouTube videos. I talk about, you find them every now and then, how to land a job. Definitely, if you just keep working at it, right? How do you practice networking? I don't think there's any, I assume when you're talking about people networking as opposed to creating networks, computer networks, I would just go out there and start talking to people. Do the lizard wizard. That's what you got to do. KOMODO, strangely enough, KOMODO here will help you with your networking skills because you learn how to communicate with people. So do KOMODO, wizard, lizard, KOMODO. Links below. Free. Let's see. Are you considering making any course on cloud native development? No, because once you go through my foundations and my soon-to-be released pro courses, which are just built on top of the foundation courses, you will be in a great position. I'm looking for a Java developer program or .NET developer program at a vocational university. There are job opportunities in both where I am. I want to eventually learn both, but what to start with? I would look around at the job opportunities and maybe reach out to some companies, see what they have to say. Say, hey, I'm looking at learning Java, and see where you might find it better or easier to find a job, and maybe just dabble, spend a week learning some C#, spend a week learning some Java, and see which one you prefer, and then take it from there. Hey, Matthew, how are you? How long, if you don't hear from a client, should you follow up? I sent an invoice a week ago and haven't heard back. I would wait another week. You know, did you do work for them? I don't know if you did work for them or not. That's the key. Make sure you always, if you're doing freelance work, make sure you always get a payment up front, guys. I would probably wait another week. You know, Stefan, I have been learning Java for 2 years, but I still don't know anything. Am I dumb, or is Java too hard? I got a feeling you have a bad teacher, or you've been taking bad courses. That is probably what it is. 99% of the time, when people say they can't learn how to program, it's because they're just taking bad courses. Problem is, there is a sea of bad courses out there. That's the problem. So what I would suggest is you just jump into my Python course. If you don't like it, you get your money back in 30 days. Just do my Python course, and it will help you understand Java much more quickly. I think you'll find you will solve your code learning problems. I think that soft skills are more far away important than coding, and that can help a lot on both earn money, learn fast, and handling better the frustration. What do you think? Yeah, 100% soft skills and psychological skills, communication skills are exceptionally important. That's why I teach them now. That's why I've included them in my mentoring program. They're so important. All right, Raven says, I am a teenager and I wish to learn coding. Should I learn C++ or Python first? Go with Python because it's your first language, and then after that, learning C++ will be much easier. Bonsoir. It's 26 to learn coding and get a job. It's 26 to learn coding. I guess you're asking if you're too old. Brenda, you're very young still, so not a problem. Oh, Stef, tu parles français. I was expecting that. Laugh out loud. Saïf, oui, je parle français. Je suis québécois. How does Laravel compare with Django these days? I have used Laravel recently, but I never really learned Django. According to Matthew, he says that Laravel is easier to learn. Matthew might comment. He's on the stream right now. Aldebert says, I regretfully inform you that I have lost another friend to your full stack course. What? Now I know that you didn't invent the web, so I must be in the way you teach. Well, at least he is in good hands. I appreciate that, thanks. What does a design pattern mean? All right, in a nutshell, when you're writing software, when you're coding, there's many different ways you can code a particular project. So let's say you want to build a login screen and a login system. There's 20 different ways you can approach that. It's all regardless of the language. Let's say you're using JavaScript, or let's say you're using Python, or let's say you're using Java. You can create that login screen and that login method, if you will, that login process. You can create it in many different ways. So what a design pattern is an agreed upon by a bunch of programmers. They figured out the best way to implement, to put together, to build authentication. This is a very broad, simple example. So there are many design patterns out there, and they're just basically ways in which to do certain things that software developers have figured out are the best ways to do it. So that's it. So, for example, in web development and also app development, there's something called MVC, Model View Controller. It's a very popular design pattern. And it's just the way in which you would structure your application, the way you would organize your code. And you would organize it into 3 different components. The M, the model, the V, the view, and the controller code. Model code, controller code, and view code. And anyway, it goes on from there. So there's different design patterns which are agreed upon, best ways of building certain things in code. I hope that helps. Very important. You learn those things over time. How is it possible to keep up with all the stacks? Impossible. It is impossible to keep up with all the stacks, and nobody can keep up with all the stacks. Don't let those YouTube videos where they give you 10,000 things you're supposed to learn. That's all BS. You as a commercial developer will be working at a particular moment in time on very narrow stacks. You know, you might be doing Python, Django, and then 2 years later you might find yourself doing Node.js, and 5 years later you won't be doing Ruby, you know, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So don't worry about that. Just concentrate on what you need to do. Is JavaScript a pure backend language? If not, why is that? It's hardly a pure backend. It's actually, JavaScript for the longest time was a pure front-end language. It was recently ported, well, in nerd terms, it was recently ported to the backend, but it's actually more of a front-end language. It's still much more widely used front-end. Oh, I appreciate the super chat, Mr. Federico. I think I got another one too. Wow. Hey, Daniel, thanks, man. Super sticker from Daniel. Pair character lifting some weights saying, keep it up. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I'm glad it could help with you guys. Another super chat. Wow, okay. Once I've seen jQuery inside React in a very big healthcare application from Argentina. Crazy days. Really? There you go. I appreciate that, Hamed. Do you think the Gang of Four were the most narcissist programmers? I don't know. That's interesting. Could be. That's funny. Okay, I'm going to mention my books here. If you're a total noob to coding, I recommend my book. You can find it on Amazon, UK, amazon.ca.com. So this is basics of coding, web design. But I get into things like, object-oriented. I touch on concepts of the DOM and object-oriented programming. I touch. I get into, it's mostly web-centric and it's basic stuff. But if you're learning to code and you want something basic and you like to read, that's my book, highly reviewed. If you're a coder and you want to up your game, refactoring, that's one of the key skills of software development. That's what will up your game once you have some skills. And this is the Java version. There's a JavaScript version as well, linked below. Hope that helps. All right. I went through a JavaScript course, and I am super confused what to do. You probably took one out of the 10,000 bad JavaScript courses. I hate to say it, but I have to do it now. I hope people with regular streams, you see how this is common? People do other courses, and they're so confused because the vast majority of courses are put out by people who don't know how to teach. I hate to say it. I don't want to say it, but it's just true because I see stuff like that. It kind of pisses me off because Jason, it's probably just did a crappy course. I doubt that Jason couldn't learn JavaScript. Take my JavaScript course. If you don't like it, you get your money back. It will probably answer all your questions and everything will make sense. I come from a family of teachers. My father's a teacher. Like 15 people in my immediate family are teachers. There is a skill to teaching. There is a process to teaching. There's a talent to teaching. And so many nerds out there are trying to cash in on the course game. They don't know how to teach. So that's why people have so much trouble. It's a bit of a pet peeve of mine. What are your views about learning data structures? Just learn the basics. Data structures and algorithms, for the most part, you just need to know the very, very, very basics of it. It's overemphasized, in my opinion, in the nerd world. Only if you're getting into, I don't know, maybe game engine development, maybe AI. This is highly specialized stuff where algorithms and very advanced data structure knowledge is important. Other than that, it's all about design patterns and refactoring and basics. I love all the Ruby hate. I am a Rails developer on and off. Ruby is cool. What's with you and Ruby? Love at first sight? No, it goes back. If you go to killerphp.com, my old site, and I don't update it very often these days. And back in 2007 and 6, when the PHP community was under attack, and at that time I was much more of a Java coder. So I started writing articles attacking Ruby because we did some stuff in Ruby, and it's good for certain things, but we found that it was painfully slow in other areas. Anyhow, and back in those days, it's not the case anymore, but back in those days, we had a lot of the stuff it was immature at that point. So a lot of stuff had to be implemented in C. Whereas like PHP was just all there, Java was all there, but things have changed. So there's an old history of me attacking Ruby going back to 2006 and 7, but I actually don't really care. I think it has its purposes as well. It's just a joke. Lease or finance new cars. If you run it through the business, it's a push, meaning it's pretty much the same cost to you in the end. If whether you depreciate it through the business or you lease it and you take the 100% write-off. Otherwise, I would buy it. I would just buy it outright. Unless you have the money. Whatever you do, make sure you pay attention to the interest rate you're paying. My bank still uses ASP, Classic, and VB Script, of course. That's what people don't get. All these old people are always worried. Young nerdlings and noobs are always concerned about all the latest stuff. But when they get into the real world, they quickly realize that it's not all that new cutting edge stuff that's being used. It's all the old stuff, like ASP Classic, like VB Script, like VB Script in Excel, like VBA, which is VBE for applications, like Python, like PHP, like JavaScript, like Java, like C#, like C++, like C. These are all 25 plus years old languages, and they're just getting more popular. So that's funny though. Classic ASP. Back in the day, Classic ASP was a game changer. It was huge. All right, I'm just getting into program. I'm into a intro Python course, and I have been doing Swift on the side. What language should I focus on? I'm looking for more diverse language. Well, in terms of diversity, you can't beat Python. There's no question about that. I would look around, start looking at job opportunities. Also consider what you like, the type of programming you like to do, and take it from there. Both are good. In a pure nerd sense, I actually prefer Swift in a pure nerd sense, but that's only one of the criteria, one of the variables you have to consider when weighing languages. What about health habits for developers starting to have back pain after 7 years? You should go to THEBODYDEVELOPER.com. I put together this program for a friend of mine who used to be a diabetic, and he lost 50, 60 pounds 5 years ago with hardly any exercise. So you should check out TheBodyDeveloper.com. Watch the video for free. Sign up for the newsletter. Get tips. And it's something I put together with him. It's a program specifically we put it together for people who don't want to exercise or don't have time to exercise but want to lose weight. And we just started a couple months ago on the side. COVID has slowed things down, but we've had a bunch of people on it. There's already reviews. People are losing like 5, 10, 20 pounds in like a month. Not doing exercise, just tweaking the way they eat, not starving yourself. So check it out, THEBODYDEVELOPER.com, THEBODYDEVELOPER.com, right here, THEBODYDEVELOPER.com, and sign up to the newsletter, and you get all kinds of free tips. If you want to lose weight, yet health is very important. If you're having back problems now, especially if you're young, that could be very problematic as you get older. How are we doing for time? Oh, almost an hour. Okay, let's keep going. Sadiq Salah says, absolutely, Stefan. Teaching is an art. It is. I'm biased vis-a-vis teachers because, a lot of people in my family are teachers, including my father. So, Arjun. Hey, Arjun. How are you, man? Hey, Stef. How are you doing? I'm doing very good. Thanks. Thanks for joining the stream. I took your advice and created an Upwork account. Looking for my first React job. Just want to say thanks for the moral support. Very cool, man. Just keep working at it. Step by step, every day, make a little bit of progress. Don't worry if it's not super easy. Don't worry. It just keeps working. Keep working towards your goal. You'll get there. What do you think of automated testing only after MVP is out? That's my short answer. How much time should a newbie dedicate to learning testing technologies while looking for a job? Spend your time developing applications. Spend your time building little projects for people. Automated testing comes afterwards. You're not going to be hired or fired based on your automated testing skills. Hi from Guatemala. I am fond of front-end design. Any good places to learn? Are you fond of front-end design? Why not? Well, what type of design? Are you talking about coding or are you talking about like UI and UX skill sets? If you want to learn the coding end, links below, check out my front-end course. I think you'll find it super useful if you're into the code. Arjun says, what do you think of Bruce Lee, greatest fighter of all time, along with Ali? I think they are. I actually trained on several seminars with Bruce Lee's top student called Dan Inosanto. And this is back in the 80s, early 90s. And Bruce Lee was definitely a very top flight fighter. Physically, he's trained super hard. And most importantly, I think he was way ahead of his time in terms of his thinking about martial arts, in terms of MMA. He kind of like was into MMA before MMA was called MMA. And so we'll never know how good he would have been in terms of actual fighter, but apparently some champion fighters of the time said that he was as good as them. So he was very good. Ali was an amazing fighter. Unfortunately, he didn't get to express most of his fights in his prime because due to politics and so forth, he was blocked from fighting for a few years during those key years of a fighter's life. But he's definitely a fantastic fighter. Hi, is it possible to learn modern languages, Dart, Kotlin, Python? Is it possible? Sure, it's possible. Go for it, man. If you are to go back and start learning web development all over again, how would you approach it? What would be your system of goal with the goal of getting a job? What I teach and how I teach how to get jobs and how to learn is exactly what I would do. You get through the key fundamentals. We start building little projects for people. And there's no better way to get really good at something than to do it for real. So my goal with my curriculum, which is my set of courses, is hundreds of video lessons and over 1,000 quiz questions. And I get you through that material as quickly as possible so that you can start writing real code for real projects. That's how you're going to get good. All right. So I'm going to close off the stream. It's been we just hit an hour. Thanks for joining the stream, guys. If you like this type of stuff, give me a thumbs up. Let me know whether the audio quality is nice and clear for you guys this time. I think it is. I added a piece of hardware to fix that. And let me know about the video quality. I think the video quality is looking pretty good too. How to start freelancing. I have no idea. Links below. Check out my freelance course. Everything you need is there. Everything is needed is there. Right, Bailey. Do you know Excel? Do you think it's important to master it? You don't have to master it. It's a need to nerd tech, but you'd be surprised at how many companies work on Excel. It's pretty crazy, especially in the finance industry. No wine today. No. I usually have one bottle of wine maximum per week. And that's only in the summer. So, favorite martial art movies. Enter the Dragon, and a movie you may have not heard of, Above the Law, which was the first Steven Seagal film. Above the Law. His rest, meh, but Above the Law is such a kick-ass movie. I would recommend watching Above the Law. Steven Seagal. A lot of fun to watch. Off the top of my head, but there's others as well. All right, so I have to, sorry guys, it was a great stream. Yep. Thank you for the stream. Get the likes up. Appreciate that with the likes, guys. I recommend the web stack because it gives you the most job opportunities. You can do web, you can do front end, you can do mobile. Very, very flexible in terms of jobs, in terms of opportunities. But that's up to you. You may find you prefer IoT programming in the end. I don't know. All right. That's it, guys. Thanks for joining the stream. I hope it was fun. Yes, I will work on getting that Discord channel up, and I'll make an announcement about that. If I don't by the next stream, just keep reminding me. I am not getting your notifications from YouTube, even though I check them all. That's the thing with, it's unbelievable. Yeah, so what I would recommend, if you're not getting my streams, go to my Coder's Career Path webinar. The sign up is below. You get a free 29-minute video, and then I'm going to start sending out emails letting you know about streams and private videos I'll be putting out as well. Check that out. If you're worried about becoming overweight and you want to get in shape without having to be an exercise junkie or do any exercise, really, check out THEBODYDEVELOPER.com, THEBODYDEVELOPER.com. This is a program that I worked with my buddy here. We put together. I myself have lost 50 pounds from my height, and I kept it off since. Yeah, there you go. So check that out, THEBODYDEVELOPER.com. It will open up your eyes to a whole bunch of different things. All right. Really good video quality. Thank you for taking the time to answer questions. Oh, no problem. Please don't do skips. What do you mean skips? Discord would be great. All right, guys. Over an hour. I have to let you go if I want to do another stream tomorrow. Thanks for joining the stream. And don't forget to share and like. I'll leave you with my Cape Elizabeth, Maine Ocean View ASMR video, which is kind of cool.